So we've got my favorite episode last time, obviously, because Mika was in it. But I accidentally read a small portion of the summary on Crunchyroll, so I kind of know what's going to happen in this episode. But we're just going to have to see how it goes. If you guys like the video, like the video. If you dislike it, dislike it. I do have my full length up on Patreon, but other than that, let us get started. What's up? Oh gosh, she's just gonna- yeah, I was like, of course she's gonna spit her milk everywhere. Who out of all these small selection of boys in this town, who? You know, in the, in like the first of the dancing segment, right? She kind of like goes off and he's just looking at her like, wow, where are you going? And then like the second one is her falling and he has to pick her up. And then that's when they're like fully in sync for the most part. The hydrangea. Oh, damn. Fumi's in love. Oh, you want to be in love too? We're at that age now. Oh, in the tennis club. Oh, he's a real funny boy, huh? He's got that funny bone in him. What is it like? What if she tells her and she's just like, huh, this is how I feel about Shima. Oh! Oh! Damn. Gotta write that down, Mitsumi. It's exciting, but it's doing a number on me. What is it, like a love anxiety or whatever it's called? Assuming I fall in love someday. Oh. Handing what out? The exam? Or after? Or is this... the, announcement? The exam... term final exam syllabus. Oh, so then they don't steal answers? What a smile. That's right. Gotta keep a good resume. Shima's not here. Didn't we just have exams? Look at her. What a smug look. Was asleep. It's also raining. Relatable. One in every 3 girls. Holy shit. Damn, this fucking rumors. Oh my god. Relatable. Mukai's got it. Wow, they're... Oh shit, is he coming on a motorcycle or... Unless she sees it with her own eyes, huh? The resignation? Drop out notice. Just not feeling like high school, yeah? Gotta go out on my biking days now. Adios. Wow. It was all a dream. What a transition. Oh my god, it's the hydrangeas! Except this is different this time, huh? Maybe he just hates the rain. For just oversleeping. But you've got exams, girl! You can't be thinking about... Oh no! Or just text him, be like, oh. It's lunchtime. Oh. Got her worrying for nothing! Gotta be a diner. Ah, shit! I didn't want to talk to you today. The rainy season sucks for me. Yeah. Yeah, you should know that all he really cares about is... Like, she cares? Come on now. Oh, the dropout notice. Oh, I care. She cares about your rep, but he doesn't. Yeah, don't push it on him. It's that same feeling. Oh. I thought she was gonna fucking smack her head into the door for a second there. He was holding a grudge. Oh, she's been watching him this whole time? Goddamn. Mm-hmm. That's why he said sorry. He just realized. Yeah, but that's how he usually is, kind of. No, you gotta ask him. I don't know about the focus on the studying part, but oh, it's his friend in from middle school. Oh, he's not even Chris. Isn't that unusual? You never care, but he actually... Okay. She's the best friend! Wow! You have to, or else you... Talk about the yeah, it's just like, alright, dude. The International Game Brothers? What is it, It's headline news. It's still right. God. Yeah, alright. Okay? With a bright smile. Yeah, that's why y'all need to fucking talk it out, or else you're really just gonna... Oh god, the weather. Oh god, the weather talk. He is being kind of standoffish. Uh-oh. She's just watching. Even Mika's behind, yeah. What gave you that idea? Okay, alright, yeah. Her and this classmate. She should stick to her guns. Damn, dude, fucking Mika is going for the Shima approach. No need to apologize. Oh, it's because you haven't expressed your true feeling, which is... Well, it's the first thought that sprang into my mind. Too many timestamps! Too many goddamn timestamps this episode. Man's over like, it's a difficult situation, I don't want to be here. Walking with his fucking head down and everything. No. Yeah, he's trying to get out of it. I miss you. Oh! Oh! Uninvolved. Damn, he's just fucking opening up. Probably not much of a mess. Alright, alright. But he doesn't want her to believe it. He cares about... Oh, you're a funny girl! Of course the rain stops and the sun comes out, right? After all this has been made up. Why do I feel so vulnerable? It's because you're opening up for you. Shima's opened up to himself too. All I want to do is run away. Oh! Oh! Oh, let's come back! Oh, gotta call Fumi about this? And yet it's so hot, huh? Just calls her. You can feel like that with a friend too! The fuck are you talking about? She recognizes the sign, but she's just like, oh, we're just friends. Unless she's saying that I'm in love with my friend, right? That was a nice episode. Very much more focused on just Mitsumi and Shima. Got a little bit more Shima time too, with him actually going and talking to his friend Chris. Chris-kun. So that's very fun. And then again with him like, you know, opening up to Mitsumi, alright, being vulnerable, talking about his family life, talking about his current, talk about what he does during school, cause like, you know, he says he spends time with his at his friend's house at night. He doesn't spend a lot of time with his family. But alright, I'm gonna go write my notes, and we will be right back to the center. Very fun with the scene of the hydrangeas. God, the freaking flower names. But yeah, the scene, like, you know, the first time we see her, because we see this 3 times, right? We see her walking, and like she's all like cheery and everything, even though it's, you know, rainy. Rainy's typically a sad day, that sort of feeling. But here she is coming off all flowery and stuff on when it's raining. And then later on in the next scene, we see her, she's like a little bit tired. Actually, no, not... I think she was it a little bit tired? Or is that the 3rd scene? But anyways, you know, she loses that flowery attitude in the 2nd scene that we see. And then finally in the 3rd scene, it's just her fucking dying from the lack of sleep. Very fun. Truly is how Rain beats you down afterwards. So, Fumi's in love, huh? I feel left behind. But that makes sense, we are at that age now. You know when she says that we are at that age now, I'm like, oh, in high school, when you start dating? I mean, I guess, maybe, but... It always makes me wonder if, like, were the kids? Were us kids? We kids? Back in elementary, right? My year of kids? Were we just that fucking wild? Cause, like, I know kids started dating in, like, 4th grade and shit. And they started kissing during that time, too. Anyways. So, I thought about writing all this out, but it's gonna be really long and I don't really want to write it. Okay, so first, I thought, this guy's fun. I like him. Which, you know, now that I think about it, other than it describing what Mitsumi thinks as well, right? Some of the things with Mitsumi thinks, but, like, this is what Shima thinks. Right? And it kind of incorporates what Mika was talking about in the previous episode, where she was talking about, oh, when you fall in love, it's perhaps one of the reasons why you fall in love with the other person is because they have something that you don't. Right? And so that's Mika kind of coming to the conclusion that's how Shima feels. And so with Fumi talking about how this is what she thought about this guy that she is now in love with from the tennis club, right? She's like, oh, first I thought this guy's fun. I like him. So that's like very much what Shima thinks about Mitsumi, right? Oh, this girl's really funny, or this girl's really fun. And so I like him. I'm gonna try and become their friend. I love that in this moment when Mitsumi wonders if she'll be able to recognize being in love. The next thing she thinks of is, oh, maybe I'll ask Mako-chan and Yuzu-chan about it. And I'm just like, all right, out of the two people who are you asking about, whether if they're able to recognize being in love or whatever, you're gonna ask these two and not Mika? All right, very fun. But also, it's very funny that she's the one who is thinking, like, oh, maybe I should ask Mako-chan and Yuzu-chan about it. But in the end, towards the end of the episode, it's Mika who she ends up talking to, albeit it's Mika who kind of goes and asks her about it first, right? So, very fun, very fun. Alright, let's see. Good morning, Shima-kun. Sensei said you were out sick. Are you okay? It's such an important time too. That sucks! The final exam syllabus gets announced today, so if you want to know, I'll tell you. It'll include material from midterms, so I'm sure it'll be a lot, ... I'll show you the notes I take while you're out sick, so don't worry about that. Just focus on resting well and taking care of yourself. Get well soon. Jesus Christ, did she just send, like, a wall of text to him at 9:54 a.m.? Jesus Christ, dude. So, he just says, you know, morning, was asleep. I woke up late. I was just like, whatever, so don't worry. I'm fine. Thanks, though. Man left a smiley face there. Oh, what a fucking great delinquent outfit he's got here. Love and energy, Rice. And since this is Mitsumi's dream, right? This is why she thinks a bad boy is. Very fun. Alright, so I think I had a revelation. Or technically, I feel like I kind of already had it, but I've just been pushing it down this whole time. So, with Shima, right, I've kind of mentioned it a little bit where I kind of wrote it, the chapter that I wrote, it was in chapter 4, and it was like towards the end with the chapter 4, episode 4, and there was like a chapter towards the end where it says, you know, Ike being a tsundere towards Shima, where it's like, I am interested in his character, but there's just something that, like, it's like really keeping me from, like, fully liking him. And this scene right here, this point, where he's talking to his friend Chris, and Chris was telling him, like, hey, you usually don't care about this stuff, so why are you talking to me about it, right? And Shima goes, and he's like, yeah, it's weird, right? She's one of my best friends among the girls, And I guess I just don't want to hear it from her. And so Chris is like, whoa, you should really tell her that. And then this part right here, right? He's like, nah, I'll pass. Like, I don't really see the point of clearing the air kind of talks. And so he rather just sweep that under the rug. And this part right here, right? And in terms of what I was talking about, revelations and all that, this part of Shima is literally me. And that feeling of passive aggressiveness, God, I feel that so much. And I understand why I don't like him, because he's me. And I hate myself, alright? How fucking dare you? If things are fine, they'll stay fine either way. Which... it's not. But the way that he thinks kind of goes back to what Mitsumi is trying to learn since episode 2, right? Like, you don't know what the other person's thinking. So you have to take time to understand them. But also, you know, you have to take time to actually speak to them about this whole thing, right? But the issue with that is that it takes a lot of vulnerability, right, for you to admit that perhaps you were wrong in something, and perhaps you don't understand something, and you just need to know, right? And I did just say that Shima is me, but in terms of like high school, right, that's really truly how I was, right? But after high school and after I've gone away from everybody, right, and I've taken time to try to better myself and try to improve myself and try to not be the person that I was, aka the person who just came out of high school like 2016 or whatever, right? Not just came out, that'd be 2015, but god, 2015, 2016 videos are just god awful, but technically 2015 all the way to 2018 videos are fucking awful, but, you know, I try to grow apart from that sort of person that I was, and there are times when I will try, and I do ask questions a lot, and sometimes I feel like I am a bother to some people because I'm always asking questions. And, you know, I have like family members before who had like snapped at me because I keep asking them what are they thinking. They're just like, and like, you know, I just feel like some people just get upset that they have to explain things to you, right? Like they're just like, oh, why can't you just figure it out what I want to do? That sort of feeling, right? And it's just like, well, I've come to the understanding that maybe I'm just not that good at reading other people, and the only way for me to understand is by asking you, what the fuck do you want? But whatever. Well, I don't even know if I'm gonna keep this part in, but whatever. That reminds me, Pomeranian Rhapsody. Oh, that's what it said. I Pomeranian Rhapsody, alright. I still can't go. The International Game Brothers. Very fun, very fun. This feeling where they were having the weather talk, and then Mitsumi thinks he is being kind of standoffish, isn't he? Standoffish. Is that like close to aloof? Let me go search up that word, because you know, sometimes I know the meaning of words, but I just need to I just need to know. Aloof, yeah. Distant and cold in manner, unfriendly. So that feeling where he thinks, right, oh, I don't need to clear the air, or I need to air this out or whatever. So I'll just, you know, things are fine the way that they are fine. But it's not. And so, like, the both of them are just in their own head, where, you know, Mitsumi was trying to sort of be the same, where, like, okay, I'm gonna say good morning, and then everything will be fine. Except, it's not fine. But she was literally doing this is just how she usually is, right? Where she's so fucking tired and everything, and she tries to smile, but she can't, and like she kind of comes off as like, oh my god, this is some creepy aura vibe that's going on right now, and you know, he still has the conversation from yesterday in his mind, so obviously he's not gonna be thinking about like, oh, this is usually how Mitsumi is, right? She's trying to, not usually, but this is sometimes how Mitsumi is, right? How this is how he first met her at the train station. But he doesn't, right? He has the conversation from the previous episode, and from yesterday, from the other day. And so what he thinks is, oh man, she's mad as hell. And it's just like, okay, but but it's whatever. Again, it's the both of them got like other things. They're preoccupied with other things, so they can't like really think with a clear mind. So he thinks that she's mad at him. So he just ends up putting on that mask, right? He ends up putting on that aloofness that he has. And so they talk about the fucking weather, and then he just, leaves her, and she thinks about he's being kind of standoffish. God, that again gives me such fucking vibes to myself in high school. Cause like again, like, the way that he says, right, I don't see the point of clearing the air, right? Why should I fucking have to tell people what I think, or why do I have to explain myself? And then the feeling of, like, being aloof and just kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever, the weather and all that, blah, blah, blah. It's so bad, except I'm not exactly sure. I believe the way that he feels, right? The way that he acts like this, right? It's a lot more rooted in perhaps fear and anxiety, right? Because we know that Shima has talked about how he can't handle the pressure, right? Of having people, having to have all these people on his shoulders, right? All the burden and everything. He can't take that. And so perhaps the way that he's feeling, it's rooted in that, right? Rooted in that anxiety, rooted in that fear, that insecurity, perhaps. While for me, it's a lot more rooted in, well, also insecurity, but I react very differently from how he is, where I react much more in anger, but like a silent anger. I have so many times, I've said so many moments where I had a friend who I had gotten upset with, but I never really tell them that I'm upset with them because, well, what's the point, right? And then I just don't really fucking talk to them for like the next 3 weeks or whatever, right? And then eventually it kind of just gets to the point where I don't need to apologize, or I don't need to clear the air just because time has passed so much, because like I feel like, oh, maybe just, if time passes and whatever, it'll be fine, and we kind of just go back to our usual relationship after that 3 weeks or whatever of just me not talking to them. It's so bad. I'm getting flashbacks to all those times. It's horrible. I think this is the first time I've ever been real friends with a girl. Really goes back to the hot boy problem. Oh no! Because I'm a hot boy, all the girls want me, and it's really hard for me to be friends with girls because all they ever want is my dick. No! Oh man, I know that I'm like laughing and making fun of that issue, but like I get it, right? It's if you're like at that point, right? It's hard for you to, you feel that sense of loneliness because everybody puts you up on a pedestal, and like they don't, and like he can't actually make girlfriends because they just want to be girlfriends without the space, right? And so it's hard for him to do that, and so that's why he finds Mitsumi to be very special, because she sees him, she doesn't see him as everybody, like how everybody else sees him, which is also why he cares about her thoughts about him and his, like, reputation, right? The rumors that spreads around him, right? That's why he cares about it, because he doesn't want her to be like all the other girls. Mitsumi's not like the other girls. But yeah, it all falls back to the whole like, oh man, I'm hot and I have hot people problems, but it's just fun to talk to make fun of it and poke fun of it. But I do you know, but like, yeah, I'm poking fun at it from like a person who's just watching the outside situation, right? I'm not really talking to the real person, aka the people in the anime, about it, right? I'm not going around spreading rumors or sharing the rumors or whatever, right? I'm just talking about it in an outside perspective. But if I were to be, I don't know, back in high school or something, where this is the kind of issue that some you know, some hot kids would have or whatever, I'd be like, well, that sucks, you know? Understandable, it sucks. And I'm not gonna fucking be talking about it with other people about it. But since this is a show, right? Haha, hot people problems. Alright, so that was episode 6 of Skippin' Loafer. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always like talking to you guys. For me, I thought that this was a pretty good episode. I really enjoyed it. You know, as I said, you know, this is an episode much more focused on Mitsumi and Shima, and then the idea of being in love, right? It's finally kicking in for Mitsumi, so very nice, right? We are at the halfway point of the series, so we'll just have to see how Mitsumi deals with it now, but also I would assume she's gonna go talk to Fumi about it, which I always like, right? I continue to say I love Mitsumi and Fumi's relationship, and consider that they're very close friends. I would assume that Mitsumi's going to tell Fumi about it, since Fumi went and told Mitsumi about her crush on a guy, right? So it's time for Mitsumi to reveal perhaps that crush, or maybe it's just Mitsumi being like, oh, that feeling that you have, I also have it too, but it's for a friend. Does that mean that we're friends? Does that mean that we're really good friends right now? I don't know how that will go. But I believe I've already talked about Fumi's description of what being in love is and how that could be applied to both Mitsumi and Shima, so very fun. But with the rainy days is the term final exam syllabus. I don't really understand what that all means, right? I know what the words, you know, each definition of the words, but when you put them all together, I don't understand. Term final exam syllabus? I don't know. I mean, they had midterms exam, right? So now it's the final exam, because like summer is coming, right? And if summer is coming, that means that summer vacation's coming, so that means that school's gonna end for summer vacation. So it's, yeah, the final exam. Alright, anyways. Anyways, whatever, dude. They've got the exam period. I still love the scene where the only person who's smiling is the teacher. And she's so like, do your best and close out the first half of your first year with a smile, and everybody's just stressing the fuck out. Very fun. You know, just from the outfit and like the haircut, this guy kind of looks like the main character of A Silent Voice. Alright. I enjoyed this part where she's very pumped up, because she was talking about how in the midterms she upped her rank to 9th in her year, and because like if she wants to go to Tokyo U, she should at the very least be in the single digits of the ranking, because that's going to be really good for when she applies to college, and she's like, hey, check out my resume, right? Check out my high school resume. I've ranked #1 in all my 3 years, right? I'm a fucking G. So, you know, that's her plan, which understandable, and especially if this is a school, this is a prep school, and it's all for, you know, serious students who wants to go and get a college degree and hopefully not have to be in a black company or whatever. Right, it is like a serious school for serious students, and if she ranks for in the single digits in this school, that's a big resume, right? So understandable. I love that she gets very pumped up, but as per usual, when she gets pumped up, she often gets she often gets distracted, and in this episode, the distraction is the fact that Shima called in sick today, and she's just kind of like, oh shit, Shima's out. That's pretty fucking wild. This scene is also very fucking great with Yuzuki and Kurume is just like, you know, you're just like, fuck. Right, we've got the exam, we're in another exam period, right? Didn't we just have exams and now we're back in the exams again? And then just this close-up of her fucking smile, her smug face. Oh, so good. And then just her standing there with her hands crossed and her smug-ass smile. Yeah, that's right. This is my shit right here. Fantastic. But I love that after she was all pumped up about it, she immediately goes into like, oh man, what awful timing for Shima-kun to get sick, right? I feel bad for him. Let me go text to him about the fucking syllabus. And then both Kurume and Yuzuki is just like, yeah, you know, if I was him, I wouldn't want someone to fucking text me about the exam when I'm sick. Very fun. Very fun. But during this time, right, as she's starting to think about how he's, he's not coming to school, right, she starts worrying about the fact that he might hate school, but truly inside, as we've learned, the thing that she really wanted to tell him in the first place, instead of covering it up with, like, oh, you should be serious about school, is the fact that, well, school's a little boring without you, which can also apply to Shima as well, right, because when Shima was talking to Chris, and he was like, yeah, you know, this girl that I'm a class officer with, and Chris is like, you? A class officer? Right? And Chris was also the same guy who kind of noticed the change in Shima in episode 1, where it's just like, whoa, dude, like, why are you suddenly all pumped up about going to this fucking prep school? Right? That's really odd. Must be a girl or something, right? That's the same guy. So I do like the fact that we got to see him again, because, like, I was wondering if, like, that was sort of just maybe a throwaway scene, or just a scene I mean, not a throwaway scene, but it's just, the characters, I mean, his friends in middle school, I was wondering if they were just throwaway characters that we were just gonna see them once, and then after that, that's whatever, but it's nice to see that even Shima is still hanging out with his middle school friends, so I like that as well. Very nice. Just friends staying connected to one another even though they're in separate schools. How nice. I love it. I love to see friendship that continues to stay even when you're not in the same even if you're not in the same school or the same town or same country. All right, I was technically supposed to go scene by scene, but I've gotten distracted. So here we are with the part where Mitsumi asks Mukai about Shima, right? And he's talking about how Shima was the same way in middle school, where he wouldn't cancel plans with people, but he'll just silently skip stuff. It wouldn't bother anybody, which understandable. I you know, as I was talking about how, like, oh, Shima is me, that's how I am too. It's really like, if I have plans with friends or something, right, I rarely cancel, right, unless it's, like, something that really prevents me from going, right, I rarely cancel with plans with people, albeit sometimes I will cancel plans right on the spot of the time for a meeting if I feel like we've miscommunicated at some point and things didn't go the way that it was supposed to go, or it isn't about to go the way that it's supposed to go, right? I believe that it's not going to go the way that it's supposed to go. I kind of cancel plans sometimes too. It's bad. And I still, you know, even though I said that I'm working and I'm changing and all that, it's still something that I have a problem with, which is talking to people my real opinion on why I cancel plans, you know, because I'm unhappy and I don't want to go, right? But I never tell people about that, so I still have problems on that point. But the whole, like, silently skipping stuff if it wouldn't bother anybody, God, relatable, dude. That sometimes I never really skip school as much, just because I get too much anxiety to think about how think about how if I skip a day of class or whatever, I'm gonna be behind, you know, or some shit, even though rarely is the case. Anyways, the whole silently skip stuff sometimes. Dude, I used to do that when I had to go into, like, meetings, because, like, we'd have a meeting. I can't remember, it was like a meeting just about every morning during the times that I work, or it's per weekly. I think it was weekly. If it was every day, I think I'd just die at that point. So, like, yeah, we'd have, like, a meeting at, like, the company I used to work at every week, and there are some weeks where I just don't want to come in and talk, but, like, I do the same thing every day, right, every week, and, like, the whole weekly meeting is to just tell other people what you're going to be doing that week, and I get very tired of it, because I do the same thing every week. It's never going to change. Why the fuck are you getting me to talk about it every fucking week? So there are times where I'll just be like, oh man, I'm really sick right now, so I can't be in the meeting. Sorry, guys. I'm just like, oh man, I woke up really sick this morning. I might be able to work in the afternoon, but I just can't come to the meeting right now. So I really feel that. Anyways, we've got Mitsumi, who's afraid that Shima might hate school, and then she starts hearing about all these rumors from these girls who are very excited to ask Mukai, because Mukai also goes to the same middle school, about how 1 in every 3 girls ask him out and that he tore them up and tossed them, which is very funny. Because he's probably just like, yeah, I'm a rich hot guy. Sorry, not rich. I'm a hot guy, and that means that I don't care about your feelings. Oh, a girl who's coming to ask me out? No, you're not worthy. Get out of here, thought. So yeah, the rumor that he enjoys the nightlife, or he's dating some magazine model, and that's why he wouldn't give any other girls the time of the day. And I love that here we have Mukai, who says, like, I don't know, right? I don't know if any of this is true, right? Don't ask me things you wouldn't ask him, which I find very fun, right? I would love to see more of Mukai as well, since, you know, he's the only guy that we know of who has gone to the same middle school as Shima, and I like that Mukai, for the most part, understands who Shima is, right? That's why he's just like, look, don't fucking ask me about these fucking rumors. Alright, so go ask him yourself. So, very fun. I like that response from Mukai. I also find it very fun that since he decides to slip out about this, and they're just like, man, Mukai's got a good head on his shoulders. They're just like, well, since you're friend with the hot guy, am I right? I also very much enjoy this scene where we've got Mitsumi who's thinking like, oh my god, maybe he is a bad boy, but then she's like, oh no, let's stop that. Then I tell myself that I wouldn't take these things at face value, right? The things that she's learning, right, since episode 2 and such, she's still trying to learn, but it's really hard for her to fully apply it. Understandable, right? Just because you've learned something doesn't mean that you're going to be able to apply it all the time, right? It's just, it takes a lot of practice and a lot of practice, right? Doing it over and over and over for your brain to finally wire to what you want your brain to think. So it's fun that she's just like, I wouldn't take things at face value, but then she sees this, which is like, oh, is this at face value, right? But it technically isn't. It's just her having a dream about he's a bad boy and he's dropping out of school and he's just out of here, right? And like, this was all a dream, and this, right? And of course, this is perhaps like a nightmare, essentially, because, well, as we know again, that Mitsumi is afraid that he won't come to school and she's going to find school a little bit boring without him. Which, like, oh shit, dude, talk about tossing Yuzuki and Kurume under the fucking table. Goddamn, you're saying school is boring? And they're in the school as well, like, goddamn. And the next day, Shima's not here in the morning again, and Mitsumi begins to wonder if he's actually going to stop going to school because of her dream, right? And he's, fortunately, he's just late. He actually did come to school, but Mitsumi doesn't say hi to him or anything, right? She kind of just looks away from him, showing the back of her head, and he assumes that she's mad at him for something. He doesn't know, but here he is asking her about it, which is very funny, because, like, if he knows that she's mad, and then he asks why she's mad, and then, even though she technically still hasn't really said the thing that she truly wanted to say, right? Like, he's willing, it's like, he's willing to ask about the issue, right? But he's not really, he doesn't really want the truth. Like, he doesn't really want the full issue. Like, he's afraid of, he's afraid of the truth. Well, I'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, like, he's willing to, like, just push it a little bit, just to ask, like, are you mad? But then he won't actually fully listen in, right? So here we are at this scene with these two and their faraway eyes. Very fun. God, Shima's faraway eyes is just fantastic. Look at that face. Yes. Also, all these chairs and tables, they're 3D models, huh? That's okay. I mean, it's a lot better than having to, like, draw them all one by one, right? If you just have 3D models and then you just copy and paste it. I mean, you still do the same with drawings, but yeah, it's a lot better in terms of, like, the lighting and everything, right? The way that you see the gleam on the table. Very nice. Okay, I should have just gone to this scene when I was talking about how, like, he goes and asks, like, you know, are you mad at me or something? I got a little bit of a nervous sweat right here, and so yeah, they start having the talk where, you know, did you really skip school because you were sleepy? And then they kind of have the whole talk about, like, oh, he doesn't. You know, it's the same similar-ish conversation that they were having on the train station in episode 1, where she was taking things very seriously for the entrance exam, and he was just like, well, it's just the night entrance exam, but, you know, the entrance ceremony, right? And he's just like, well, it's just the entrance ceremony. And then she goes and she says, well, maybe that's all it is to you, but not me, right? I have to go and fucking give the speech at the entrance ceremony, but he didn't know that at the time. And so, as she was talking to him about this and how, well, maybe he should care more about school, maybe he should care more about his reputation. All right, Shima, I just wrote Shima PA'd her ass. Passive aggressive, right? He whipped out his passive aggressiveness on her, and he says the same thing that she said to him, right? Maybe they are to you. The whole school and the whole rep thing, maybe that's important to you, but I don't care about it, albeit that's not the thing that he wants to actually say, right? The same thing goes with Mitsumi as well. I wrote all these notes, but I feel like I've kind of already made most of my points while I was writing the notes. Now I'm just over here like, why am I even still here talking about this shit? But they got into a little bit of a fight, and lo and behold, they made up towards the end of the episode, which means that this was a good episode. We can't have an issue persist for more than 1 or 2 episodes, alright? That's bad. We need to shut that down immediately. To which, by the way, I was just thinking about Kimi ni Todoke during this whole scene. Legit, I was just thinking about season 2 of Kimi ni Todoke. God, I hate season 2 of that fucking show. I love season 1. Season 2, god awful. If you want to see my rating for the 2 seasons, just check out my anime list. You'll see my rating and how much of a difference I have in terms of season 1 and season 2. But yeah, I was just thinking about that, and I was just like, oh, thank God they actually made up right in this episode, and not it's going to take, like, the next 6 episodes or some shit. Actually, I do want to look at this scene again, where, hold on, because, like, I feel like I wasn't really paying too much attention about it. So things got awkward between them because they both said something without meaning it. They may not have mean it, but did it upset the other person? So she's thinking in her head, I don't know about that. I only said anything? I only said anything because Shima-kun skipped school like it was nothing. it was out of a place of concern, right? I was coming from a place of concern. No, I think she was just worried about her friend. That's so. Then maybe there's no need to bring it back up and apologize. If she said what she wanted to say, she should stick to her guns. What she wanted to say. Okay, so that's what got Mitsumi to start thinking, like, what did I want to tell him initially, right? What was the first thing that I thought about initially when this whole thing happened? Okay, because this whole scene, I was just like, she basically just told her to be like Shima and just don't apologize, right? If you said what you wanted to say, you don't need to apologize unless you've hurt the other person's feelings, which, understandable. You know, I used to have the thinking of, I'm not going to apologize if it's something that I meant it, even if I hurt your feelings about it. I used to have that thinking because, well, I mean, I thought it was cool, but nowadays I'm just kind of like, whatever, right? If I said something and if it maybe might have hurt somebody's feelings out there somewhere, you know, I'm just gonna say sorry. And then I'm gonna say whatever. But I think that's just me getting older and my empathy is just overfilling itself, right? I'm just getting more and more sensitive about certain topics, and then not sensitive about like the fact that I don't want to talk about it, but it's just more of the sensitive of like, oh, I hope that I'm not triggering anybody or anything, right? Because if I talk about some triggered topics, right, I'll just fucking talk about it, and like even if I feel a little uncomfortable, I can still just fucking talk about it. But I know that in certain topics, right, it could trigger people, and I don't want to be that person to cause you to be triggered and all that, but whatever. Okay, so towards the end, but also, that's the same girl from episode 2 right there. I enjoy seeing side characters that I'll recognize in the background, right? It's very nice. Right, she's the girl who was asking her about the pin, right? The fashion statement one. So I like that. Very nice. Is that the pin, or is that just my screen going haywire? I can't tell. With her thinking about like what she actually wanted to say, she starts thinking about it, and she finally goes to what is it? She finally goes to Shima to tell him like, hey, we need to have a serious talk. And Shima got a little nervous sweat on him, right? Because we know that he doesn't want to have this sort of talk. It makes him very uncomfortable, and he doesn't want to do it. Understandable, right? Very much understandable. There are a lot of people who don't want to have this talk, and especially if this is a sort of thing that he doesn't talk to with his family, right? It really starts off with your family a lot of the times, right? A lot of these trauma that you have kind of comes with your upbringing, and usually your upbringing involves your family. Or it doesn't involve your family because you're an orphan. It kind of goes to what he was talking about when he finally opens up about himself, where he says, well, my family is very uninvolved, right? We don't really eat dinner with each other, which I hear in an old study, because I say old because I remember reading it many years ago, right? It really helps with a family bonding time if you just fucking sit down with your kids and eat with them, right? Having dinner at the dinner table. But God, that reminds me. That's exactly how my childhood is. When Shima says my family is very uninvolved and we don't even eat dinner with each other, that's how I was with my family. Like, fucking Shima, you son of a. He's passive aggressive. He's just like me, this son of a bitch. But yeah, I've never really had. I mean, nowadays I do try and like eat with my family a lot more, but back in like school and back in those days, I didn't want to be at the dinner table, right? I didn't want to eat with my family. And I would rather just bring my food into my room and eat where I am, right? Eat where, and just watch movies or watch YouTube videos on my computer or something. I'd rather much do that instead of eating with my family. So, Yeah, and you know, like my family is practically was uninvolved with my shit, with my stuff, right? And so, anyways, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm gonna feel too sad. I'm gonna cry about it. So I don't want to talk about it anymore. Speaking of him being uncomfortable, right? Is this, you know, now that I think about it, because we have a sight of like the stairs, right? Is this just Shima looking up the stairs? Because it goes right next to, yeah, it's like him looking down, right? Because he again, very uncomfortable. He doesn't want to do this. And before they even get to the spot where they're going to have to talk, right? He doesn't want to have that talk. So here he is stopping her and just be like, hey, is this about yesterday? Because if it is, you know, I'm sorry I came off too harsh. I didn't mean to. But, like, I've got things to do today, all right? I've got things to do. So, like, I gotta go home. Yeah, we're good, right? You and me? We're good? Right? He's trying to do the whole, I'm gonna apologize first, but we're still not going to talk about it, right? We're not going to clear the air about it. I'd rather not have that talk. Like, he just and it kind of goes back to, like, with him asking Mitsumi, like, whether she's mad at him or something, right? He's willing to ask those questions, but he's not willing to go through with it, right? He's not willing to actually want to hear what the other person is thinking about him. And whether that again continues to like stem from his family and how uninvolved they are, and how he perhaps never has gotten that chance to talk about his feelings with his mom, right? Because like one of the things that he said that he became a child actor for was to make his mom happy. But if he only did that to make his mom happy, right? Did he ever talk to his mom about the fact that maybe I don't like being a child actor? Maybe I didn't like doing this whole acting thing. Right? And perhaps maybe he had gotten into a fight with his mom, and that's why he's not a child actor anymore. I don't know. Who knows, right? We still haven't really fully know about why he quit being a child actor, whether, like, his mom is dead or whatever, or he... That's an airplane. Or a jet, whichever one. Well, a jet would be a much more that sort of feeling, but anyways. Yeah, we don't know whether he actually got into a fight with his mother, right? And him being like, I don't want to be a child actor anymore, mother. Right? And so perhaps he's never gotten that ability. That ability to open up to his mother, because he's just so used to keeping everything in. Right, he's so used to bottling everything up just for the happiness of his mother that he never really talks about his feelings, and so and so perhaps the way when his mom talks to him, right, it kind of goes, all right, I don't want to get into too much of a deep psychological stuff, but you know, perhaps just the way that his mom talks. Again, perhaps like if he did get into an argument with his mom or his dad or whatever, he hasn't really talked about his dad yet, but he just talks about his family in general, right? So, you know, whether he's got into an argument with them and like that kind of causes him to be like, oh well, fuck, I don't want to have a fight with. I don't want to have a fight with other people because I don't want to get into that situation with my... Alright, now that just makes me think, you know what, that's also something that I'm, unfortunately, if it's true, if this is actually what happened, right, if he doesn't want to get into a fight, or not a fight, but, you know, an argument, but if he feels like an argument could lead to a fight, which then makes him uncomfortable, understandable, but, like, that also makes me think about... about my family as well, where like if I were to get into an argument with my family, right, they'd get very upset and they'd start yelling at me, and I don't like being yelled at. That's one of my triggers, and which is one of the biggest reason why I typically don't try to ask people when I was much younger. I still have that issue now, right? I've already said, where I don't want to ask people about their feelings or what they're thinking about. I don't want to get into a really big argument with other people because I'm afraid that they're gonna start fucking yelling at me and I'm gonna get triggered. And so I try to keep, you know, I try to, basically, I'm fucking Shima. Oh, fuck. hopefully, what I'm saying and what I'm, projecting onto Shima, hopefully that is untrue, and maybe he actually has a really good relationship with his family, hopefully he has. That's all I hope for almost every, anime characters out there. I hope that you have a good family. I don't have any fucking papers around here. Well, I'm sad now. I don't have any tissues to wipe my tears. Alright, here we are with this one scene where he's opening up to her, right? And I was actually just looking at this right now, where he says, right now, my family is pretty uninvolved right now. And I'm just kind of like, okay, does he mean, actually, that means that they're not involved. Now, they were involved when he was a child actor. And then but then he says when he's a child actor, he stays, alright. When he says right now, does he mean like right now as in all the way back since elementary? Like, what does he mean by this? Well, okay, so my family's pretty uninvolved right now. I also love that expression too, where he just says, my family's pretty uninvolved right now. And he's just like, did I just fucking say that? What the fuck? Holy shit. Just like how he kind of didn't realize that he grabbed her by her hand, right? Like, it's like he actually wanted to continue this conversation. But yeah, he closed his eyes, he exhaled, and then he's like, we often don't even eat dinner together. And I'll often stay the night with a friend from my acting days. Right, so he says right now, but like, he says I'll often stay the night with a friend from my acting days. Wait a minute. No, I'm reading that all wrong. Oh, thank God, maybe he does have a good relationship with his family. Actually, you know what, that's still how I was in high school. I didn't eat I didn't eat families. I didn't eat dinner with my family either, so. So he's saying I'll often stay the night with a friend from my acting days. Is that Chris? Is he talking about Chris? Is Chris also from acting days? Okay, so his family was involved, and now they're uninvolved because he's not acting anymore. So they don't give a shit about him anymore. You're not making us money anymore. Get out of here, child. So I suppose maybe his mom is still alive. It's just that she doesn't give a shit about him. Well, again, we'll just have to see how his family is if we do get to see them. Right, perhaps one of these days, Mitsumi will come over to Shima's house or something, and she'll get to see the family if they are there. I don't know. What was the other thing that he was saying about cram school? The third year of middle school, I'd stay out late due to cram school. So I'm probably not as much of a mess as you're worried I am. Oh, because the girls are talking about how, like, he loves the nightlife, so he's trying to explain that, oh no, I stayed out late at night because of cram school. Okay, he's just trying to diffuse the rumors. And so, yeah, I just, overall, I just like it, right? I've already explained this whole thing where, Shima cares about Mitsumi's opinion, just like how Mitsumi cares about Shima's reputation, right? They care about the things that the other would be like, well, I don't care about it, right? So, well, yeah. Well, no, Mitsumi. Okay, it's just Mitsumi towards Shima. That's okay. That's what I was trying. If that makes sense. But yeah, I enjoyed these final scenes of them again opening up to one another. Right, that's, again, it's a very big thing, just opening up about your feelings, being vulnerable, knowing that you've made a mistake and everything, because, like, there's a lot of people who, once they make a mistake, they don't want to apologize to it because they don't want to admit to others, they don't want to admit to themselves that they've made a mistake, because, as humans, right, we are always perfect and we never do anything wrong. So, yeah, it's that nice little moment of slight vulnerability, but also we've already had this situation with Shima opening up about his child actor days and how he, again, only did it to make his mom happy, and that he's not really the whole thing of like, oh, I can't carry this, all other people's burden and all that. So, very nice, very fun. And yeah, just, well, I mean, I kind of already talked about the ending a little bit towards, in the beginning of this discussion, where, Mitsumi comes to the realization that she might be in love, or she's just, Or maybe this love that Fumi has, she also feels it, but it's only a type of friend love. We'll have to see what Mitsumi means in the next episode, maybe, huh? And maybe she'll talk to Yuzuki and Kurume about it. I don't know if Kurume will give a shit or not. But we'll just have to see how it goes. I also very it kind of makes me wonder if like Mitsumi says that to Fumi about like, oh, you can feel that way for a friend too. I wonder if she said that because Shima was the one who says this is the first time I've ever been real friends with a girl. I don't know. Oh, my light's dead. Well then, that's probably telling me that I should not be recording anymore. We are at the 2-hour mark right now. Jesus Christ, dude. Why can't I just be like all the other, not all the other, most of the reactors who just talk about it for like 3 to 4 minutes and then I can just get it over with. I can get so many episodes done within an hour. But no, I don't. I just stand here and write notes. For what? Do people even read my fucking notes? People on Patreon? People on YouTube memberships? Do people even read my... Why am I even fucking posting now? Why am I even writing notes at this point? I don't even understand why I bother. People don't even watch these fucking discussions, and especially they don't even get to the end of this goddamn fucking discussions where I'm just gonna go on a goddamn ramble for now. I don't know. But if you're here, I hope that you've enjoyed this discussion, and if I have anything else to say, I will write it in the description down below. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you guys in the next episode.